All right, so today we're diving into something that's pretty important. I think you'd agree.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to be talking all about strokes.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about what they are and, crucially, how to recognize the signs of a stroke. And then, maybe even more importantly, what to do if you suspect you or someone around you is having one.
Right.
Especially if you're alone.
Yeah, especially if you're alone.
Yeah. And our source material for this is going to be a YouTube video by Dr. Mandel.
Okay.
Who is kind of a motivational doctor.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff.
Yeah, his videos are really interesting.
Yeah.
And he breaks things down really well.
Yeah, he's very good at that.
So I think this is going to be a really valuable deep dive.
For sure.
Even if you're young and you think you're healthy,
yeah,
this is something that everybody should know.
Absolutely.
Because you never know when you might need this information.
You really don't. It could save your life or someone else's.
Exactly. So let's just jump right in.
Okay.
Imagine you're at home alone, right? And suddenly you start feeling dizzy, or maybe your arm feels weak.
Yeah.
Or you're having trouble speaking.
Those are all red flags.
Those are all signs that you could be having a stroke.
Exactly. And recognizing those signs is so important.
Yeah, because time is of the essence.
Absolutely. Time is brain when it comes to strokes.
That's kind of scary.
It is.
So what exactly is happening in the brain when someone's having a stroke?
So basically, a stroke happens when the blood supply to part of your brain is disrupted.
Okay.
It's like a traffic jam in your brain.
Oh, okay.
The blood can't get where it needs to go.
I see.
And without that, brain cells start to die.
And that's what causes the damage.
Exactly. The longer that blood flow is blocked, the more damage is done.
So there are different types of strokes, right?
Yes, there are two main types.
Okay.
The most common type is called an ischemic stroke.
Ischemic.
Yeah, it's caused by a blood clot that blocks an artery in the brain.
So it's like a blockage.
Exactly, like a clogged pipe.
And what about the other type?
The other type is called a hemorrhagic stroke.
Okay.
And that's caused by bleeding in the brain.
So that's a whole different problem.
Yeah, it could be from a burst blood vessel or a weakened area in a vessel that ruptures what's called an aneurysm.
So either way, the brain's not getting the blood it needs.
Exactly, and it's a serious medical emergency.
Got it. So no matter what type of stroke it is, we need to be able to recognize the signs quickly.
Absolutely.
But how can we do that, especially if we're alone?
Well, that's where the FAST acronym comes in.
FAST.
Yeah. It stands for face, arm, speech, time.
Okay, I like acronyms.
Me too. They're easy to remember.
So tell me more about how this FAST acronym can help us.
Okay, so let's say you're home alone and you start feeling a little off. First, check your face. F for face.
Okay.
Look in a mirror or even use your phone camera.
Okay.
Is one side of your face drooping or feeling numb?
I see.
Does your smile look uneven?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a quick way to check.
Makes sense. What about A?
A is for arm weakness. Try raising both your arms. Does one arm drift downward or feel heavier than the other?
Okay.
Can you even lift one of them at all?
So any weakness or numbness in one arm could be a sign.
Exactly. It's a major warning sign.
Got it. What about S?
S is for speech difficulty.
Speech. Okay.
Can you speak clearly? Try saying a simple sentence like, "The sky is blue today."
Okay.
Does it sound slurred or jumbled?
Right.
Can you even get the words out?
So if you're having trouble speaking, that's a big red flag.
Absolutely.
And finally, T.
T is for time to call 911.
Time. Okay.
This is where it all comes together.
Right.
Every second counts when it comes to strokes.
Yeah, you said that earlier.
I did because it's so important.
So if you notice any of these fast symptoms,
any of them,
you call 911 immediately.
Immediately. Don't wait. Don't try to tough it out.
Got it. So we've got the FAST acronym down.
Yeah.
But what happens next?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
What to do if you're alone and you suspect a stroke?
Yeah, because that's a whole other situation.
It is, and it can be scary.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you some tips on how to stay calm and what steps to take.
Okay, good. Because I'm already feeling a little anxious just thinking about it.
I know, it's a lot to take in.
But it's important.
It is. It could save your life.
So let's get into those tips.
All right, let's do it. So we left off talking about calling 911 and
unlocking the door, right?
Right, unlocking the door.
So you're at home alone. You suspect a stroke. You've called 911. You've unlocked the door.
Yeah, what next?
What can you do in those few minutes while you're waiting for the paramedics?
Well, the first thing is to try and stay calm.
Oh, easier said than done.
I know, but panicking can actually make things worse.
Really?
Yeah, when you panic, your blood vessels constrict.
Oh, I see.
And that can restrict blood flow even further.
So it's like adding more cars to that traffic jam in your brain.
Exactly. So take some deep breaths.
Okay, deep breaths.
Try to slow down your heart rate. It might sound silly, but it can really help.
I can see that.
Okay, so you're breathing deeply, you're staying calm.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Well, I guess you wait for the paramedics.
Right. But while you're waiting,
Yeah.
think about your surroundings.
Okay.
Is there anything you can do to make yourself more comfortable?
Like what?
Well, are there any towels or pillows nearby?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
You could use them to prop yourself up?
Yeah, or maybe even grab a water bottle if it's within reach.
Exactly. Just little things that might make you feel better.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's all about making the best of a bad situation.
All right.
And I imagine staying hydrated is probably a good idea.
Definitely.
Okay, so we're calm, we're comfortable, we're hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we do while we're waiting?
Well, it's important to be aware of a common misconception about strokes.
Okay, what's that?
Some people mistake the symptoms for something else. Like
Sure.
dizziness or fatigue.
Oh, I can see how that could happen.
Yeah, especially if you've never experienced a stroke before. You might not realize what's happening.
So how can we avoid making that mistake?
Well, that's where the FAST acronym comes in again.
Ah, okay.
Remember face-arm speech time?
Got it.
If you notice any of those symptoms,
Even just one.
even just one.
You call 911.
Exactly. Don't wait. Don't try to diagnose yourself.
Just call for help.
Right. It's always better to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, definitely no harm in getting checked out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of being prepared,
Yeah,
I was really fascinated by Dr. Mandel's emphasis on technology.
me too.
It's amazing how things like smart home devices and emergency apps can be so helpful in these situations.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like having a backup system in place.
Absolutely imagine being able to call for help with just your voice.
Yeah, even if you can't physically reach your phone.
Exactly. It's incredible.
It really is. So we've got the FAST acronym.
Yeah.
We've got technology on our side.
Mm-hmm.
But even beyond all that,
Yeah,
just being informed is so important.
absolutely. Knowledge is power.
Right. And it's not just about knowing the signs for yourself.
It's about recognizing them in others, too.
You never know when you might be able to help someone else.
Exactly. You could save a life.
So it's like, see something, say something.
Exactly.
But in this case, it's see something fast, something.
I love that.
So we've talked a lot about what to do during a stroke,
Right?
but what about preventing strokes in the first place?
Oh, that's a great point.
Is that even possible?
Absolutely. There are definitely things you can do to lower your risk.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Well, a lot of it comes down to those healthy habits we all know about.
Oh, yeah. The usual suspects?
Exactly. But they're important for a reason.
So like what specifically?
Well, first and foremost, maintaining a healthy blood pressure is crucial.
Yeah, that makes sense.
High blood pressure is a major risk factor for stroke,
Right.
so it's really important to keep it under control.
So how do we do that?
Well, lifestyle changes are a big part of it.
Like what?
Things like eating a healthy diet,
Okay.
getting regular exercise, and managing stress.
Those are all good things anyway.
Exactly. And if lifestyle changes aren't enough,
Yeah.
there are medications that can help.
Okay. So it's important to work with your doctor.
Absolutely. They can help you create a plan that's right for you.
And what about diet?
Well, as I mentioned, eating a healthy diet is really important for maintaining a healthy blood pressure,
Okay.
but it's also important for overall heart health.
Makes sense.
So what does a healthy diet look like?
Yeah, fill me in.
Well, it's all about focusing on whole, unprocessed foods.
Like fruits and vegetables?
Exactly. Lots of fruits and vegetables,
Okay.
whole grains, lean proteins,
Got it.
and healthy fats.
So basically the Mediterranean diet.
Pretty much. It's a great model to follow.
I like the sound of that.
And speaking of healthy habits, we can't forget about exercise.
Oh, right. Exercise. Yeah.
That's a big one.
I know. It's so important.
It really is for so many reasons.
Yeah. For both physical and mental health.
Absolutely.
So how much exercise are we talking about?
We'll aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity activity most days of the week.
30 minutes. Okay, that's doable.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Like just a brisk walk.
Exactly. A brisk walk, a bike ride, swimming, dancing.
Yeah, anything that gets your heart rate up.
Right. And you don't have to do it all at once.
Oh,
You can break it up into smaller chunks throughout the day.
that's good to know.
Now, if you have other health conditions,
I like diabetes.
yeah, diabetes, heart disease,
Mm-hmm.
managing those effectively is also crucial for reducing stroke risk.
It's all connected, right?
Exactly. Everything's connected.
So it's important to take care of your overall health.
Absolutely.
And that includes not smoking.
Oh, yeah. Smoking is a huge risk factor for stroke.
I know it's bad for everything.
It really is.
So if you smoke, quit.
It's one of the best things you can do for your health.
Agreed. And what about alcohol?
Well, moderate Alcohol consumption might be okay for some people,
Okay.
but excessive drinking can definitely increase your risk of stroke.
So everything in moderation.
Exactly.
So to sum it all up,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about healthy blood pressure,
Right.
a balanced diet,
Yes.
regular exercise, managing other health conditions,
Yep.
quitting smoking,
Absolutely.
and moderating alcohol intake,
It's all about making healthy choices.
and being proactive about our health.
Exactly.
Well, this has been a really informative deep dive.
Yes.
I feel like I've learned a lot,
Me too.
and I hope our listeners feel the same way.
I hope so.
We've covered so much ground
Yeah, from recognizing the signs of a stroke.
to those critical minutes while waiting for help.
And even ways to prevent strokes in the first place.
It's all about being prepared
Absolutely.
and knowing what to do in an emergency.
Because when it comes to strokes, time is of the essence.
Exactly. So if you suspect a stroke, remember the FAST acronym
Face, arm, speech time.
and call 911 immediately.
Don't hesitate, every second counts.
Well said. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into strokes.
Of course.
And remember, sharing this knowledge with your friends and family could save a life.
That's right.
Stay curious, stay informed.
And stay well.
We'll see you next time.